Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanta Shanta Shanti. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The most important topic of this second Valli of the first chapter has been the topic about Shreyas and Preyas. So whenever we use these two words of Shreyas and Preyas, Shreyas means absolute good and Preyas means the path of pleasure. One another way to look at the Shreyas and Preyas, recently in Minneapolis that I was, like till yesterday, I found a new meaning. It just flashed while I was there trying to talk. It just occurred. That path of Shreyas is path of responsibility. And path of Preyas is the path of desires. The wherever we entertain ourselves to tune to the path of desires and path of responsibilities and fulfilling them, then we are on the path of Shreyas. What is the ultimate Shreyas that a Jiva can aim for? Pay attention, because this one point probably we miss and we get entrapped in a lot of logical stimulation rather than the point. The absolute good for a Jiva is to make sure that you don't come back into this situation again and again. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. That kind of cycle and getting entrapped in that cycle is what we need to work on, not getting entrapped in. So what would be the absolute good? The absolute good would be to transcend all vasanas. How would one transcend the vasanas? The huge layer of likes and dislikes is by understanding what is one's own responsibility and fulfilling it, thereby transcending likes and dislikes. The more we entertain desires, the more we are entertaining likes and dislikes. The more we are entertaining likes and dislikes, the more we are creating patterns of vasanas, thereby building a safe cocoon around to be entrapped in our own desires and being enslaved. That is the path of pleasant. And this point, poor Yama did not have it, because when he wanted to aim for something permanent at that point of time, because of lack of good teachers, instructors, he chose to become or come to this point of being a Yama. Yama is also a post. All these natural forces are these different posts, and there is a Jiva who does a lot of punya, acquires a lot of punya to reach there. Like the presidential tenure is for 8 years. Though we try to divide it saying the first tenure is for 4 years, second tenure is for 8 years. Now after Bush won the second time, I could say that tenure is just a myth. They have a 8-year period. And they can win the second time anyways. Even Bush could win it. So when you become, Yama, Indra, various such posts, it is for the time period of Brahmaji's lifespan. And Yama, looking at this young Nachiketa, he says, wish I had this kind of wisdom as you carry. At your age, what I thought was to become famous, to become somebody powerful, to hold that power in hand was what I could think of as the greatest achievement of human life, and I got entrapped in here being the Yama. And it's a very tough post, okay? Every day he has to harvest lives. He's in that threshold of life and death. On one side is life, the other side is death. And he is in that threshold, and people go through him, and nobody has a smile on his face when they see Yama. They're already scared. And probably for all his lifetime, his one kid who stood there, his ground, without getting scared by him, looking square into his eyes and saying, I don't care for all these enticements that you're giving. I aim for that knowledge. So in this particular second chapter, he says, hey Nachiketa, I am so blessed to have a student like you. When I was of your age, I did not understand this. I got entrapped. Janami aham, this is in the 10th mantra. Shevadhihi anityam. Nahi adhruvaihi prapyate dhruvam tat. I did not understand this, that we could get a permanent state, or nothing can be gained through impermanency. A permanent state cannot be gained. But I'm glad that you can see through and find that difference. Therefore, I'm excited to find a good student like you. As much as we all search for, and the usual question in FAQs in a spiritual environment, how do we find a guru? There is a new website that is launched, eguru.com. Have you checked it out? You can actually send in your request as to what should be the height of your guru, the weight of your guru, the size of your guru, how much hair, how much hairline, how much of black, how much of white hair, how much of a poncho, or what do you call it? Pot belly. Seriously, Swamiji, you can get it? I'm joking. You cannot find a guru that way. As much as we keep searching for an ideal guru, did you know that the gurus are also searching for an ideal Sishya? Once we were all brahmacharis. I was still a brahmachari then with Guruji. And there is this Amma comes and she says, Swamiji, you travel all over the world. My granddaughter has come to the age of marriage. Can you find a suitable boy? So Guruji looked at us all, brahmacharis. No, that is not why he looked at us. That is not the reason that you should be laughing now. So he looked at us all brahmacharis and then looked at that Amma, and then he said, you know what, Amma, I am also searching for suitable boys and girls. Those who could become brahmacharis and brahmacharinis, like these people. If you find any, do let me know. And she felt so disappointed. He thought, because to find a good Sishya is also great punya. It is not that easy that you come across a good Sishya. And here, Nachiketa, he says, you are the absolute good that a teacher can look for in a Sishya. I'm glad to having found you as my Sishya. What a credit, right? That Yama himself talking to Nachiketa saying, Sishya ho to aisa. You are the most ideal Sishya. Okay. Now which mantra are we on? 12th, right? So repeat the mantra. Tam durdarsham. Page 88. The 12th mantra. Repeat after me. Tam durdarsham. Gudham. Anupravishtham. Guhahitam. Gahvareshtham Puranam Adhyatma yoga adhigamen devam matva dhiro harsha shokau jahati. Now Yama, having accepted Nachiketa as a disciple. See, that day when the Guru accepts the individual as a Sishya is the true U-turn of the Sishya, true blessings of that Sishya, a true celebratory moment in the life of that Sishya. Is it that tongue twisting? That's celebratory. Okay. It's a celebration in the Sishya's life. Fascinating. Why is it a celebration to the Sishya? Because they have now been accepted by the Guru. Once the accepting happens, then there is no stepping back. Now it is Guru's effort. Now how the Guru treats the Sishya, there can be different treatments. But you are in, as they say, right? Your one foot is in. The Guru cannot reject the Sishya. Like the father and mother cannot say, I don't like this sampling of my child, rejected. Cannot. Can they? You cannot reject your own child. You may get frustrated. Pata nahi kahan se paida ho gaya. You may get frustrated and yell out, but still, your child, suck it up, go, deal with it. More serious is the relationship between a Guru and Sishya, but when the Guru accepts as a Sishya, there's a confidence that is built into the Sishya that yes, today I have been accepted. There is a confidence and there is a sense of security that I will be led to that final, that where the Guru Maharaj himself is standing. So that has happened in the 11th mantra. To him, without wasting time, he takes to the direct message from this mantra onwards. So what is he saying? Tam durdarsham gudam anupravishtam guhahitam gahvareshtam puranam. That ancient one, to perceive which, durdarsham, how is it? It's very difficult to be seen. Why is it so difficult? Gudham anupravishtam guhahitam. It is hidden. If something were lying down there, it is easy to find. Many times when we are in pressured situation, even though it is lying there, we are not able to perceive it. Now imagine if something is so well hidden. Sometimes it happens, right? We keep something and very safe. I have to keep this very safe, and you keep it somewhere. And then you forget. I know I kept it somewhere very, very safe. Where? I don't. Then after a month or two, you have totally forgotten about it, and then you search for something else. And you find this staring at you right there. And you are like looking at yourself and idhar hi tha. It was right here staring, and I was looking for it all over the place. It does happen, right? So similarly, gudham, that which is very neatly hidden. Where is it hidden? Anupravishtam. It is somewhere deep in the cave of the heart. So a doctor in Beaumont, he comes to me and he says, Swamiji, I am a cardiologist. My job day in and day out is to work on hearts. I am a surgeon. I do at least 10-12 procedures every single day. I am yet to find that Hridaya Guha, the cave in the heart. I have zoomed into every possible cavity in the heart and I cannot find that cave. So I said, I'll give you the GPS location for the cave. He had heard me enough number of times, so he said, "You're joking." I said, "If not joking, what do you think? I give it you seriously or what?" It is not a physical thing. When somebody says, "My heart is hurting," the pain of separation is so deep that I'm hurting there. Show. Show where exactly you're hurting. दिखा पाओगे? No, it is difficult. It is just a feeling. Where is that Hridaya Guha? Where is that the cave of the heart? When you are separated from somebody that you love, there is the sense of like a heavy stone on your heart, on your chest. Have you ever felt that? The intense heaviness, and that which leads further extends down into the pit of your stomach. Have you ever felt that? Some reaction, Baba. Blessed thou art who have not yet faced it. Those of us who have faced it know that it is somewhere here. So Ramana Maharshi Bhagavan, he tells this, describes this the most beautiful. He says, it is not the blood pumping heart that they talk about as the Hridaya Guha. It is right next to it, literally right side of it, where the rib cage parts. There is this, what do you call it, solar plexus? Is it right there? Dr. Premed's. Yes, sternum is the bone right below it, under. Right at that point is where we feel the heaviness. It is right there that there is the Hridaya Guha. It is this Hridaya Guha which is called the heart center. That heart center, which is also recognized in the Yoga Shastra as Anahata Chakra. This Anahata Chakra is even referred by the Sufis as Anhat. When they talk about Anhat, they are talking about the Anahata Chakra. It is the Hridaya Guha. It is in that Hridaya Guha that this Parabrahma Tattva is hidden. So there is a story that one of the Mahatmas used to tell. He used to say that God created this beautiful creation. And the human beings, right? You give them anytime, anything, they're not satisfied. They'll always come back and say, little more of this, little more of that, little adjustment here. They constantly would come and disturb God. He tried hiding here, he tried hiding there. That is when the song got developed. God here, God there, God everywhere. He was trying to hide actually. Okay. And then finally he found the spot. Because human beings psychologically search for him everywhere other than their own heart. So Bhagavan Nikshipta, he went and hid himself in the Hridaya Guha. Guhahitam Gahvareshtam Puranam. And this Supreme is hiding there from time ancient, Puranam. Adhyatma Yoga Adhigamena, those who practice Adhyatma Yoga. What is Adhyatma Yoga? Spirituality. What is spirituality? To make that U-turn, instead of searching outside, to search and seek that Lord within one's own being. So anything that we do outside externally has got nothing to do with the inside spiritual growth. If somebody says that you look bright, maybe they have applied too much of Fair and Lovely. It has got nothing to do with the material benefit or the material glow. It is something within. Adhyatma Yoga, that U-turn has to happen. Instead of looking outside, it is to look and perceive, to find that within. That which goes outside is called pravritti, and that which turns within is called nivritti. That which goes outside is called pravritti. That which turns within is nivritti. Those who say that I want to have the best of both worlds, nivritti and pravritti, while doing outside to get the best of inside, while pursuing inside to get the best of outside, they are two different paths, two different ends. They don't meet. If you want that, this gets dropped. If you want this, this gets forgotten. Which one do you want? Because we have been taught enough number of times that best of this also, best of that also. It ain't gonna happen. Am I getting across? It's a very, very potent statement. It's like one boat is going on that side of the shore and the other boat is going on this side of the shore, and the ones who are claiming that I'm going to get the best of this side and that side is 1 foot here, 1 foot there. Once the boat starts moving, what will happen? They'll fall in there, in their own samsara. So decide, where do you want to pursue? Are you getting it? Adhyatma yoga is not something that can be bargained. Another way to look at it is, the path of karma and the path of abhyasa, adhyatma abhyasa, are like two parallel of the train track. Do they ever meet? They never meet. They always are together. The path of karma is an external expression which has to be consistently maintained. The path of responsibility, the path of duties, the path of obligations has to be done regularly. Subtlety of that path does not have to do anything with the inside path, which is a completely different track. Meaning, by performing the outside action, you are not going to gain the inside Atman. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. The outside action cannot yield the inside Brahman. They're two different. So that day when the seeker realizes that if I am aiming for that Nitya Tripta, it is to stop searching for the outside through the path of action. It is only through the Adhyatma, which is turning the attention within. So one Mahatma Ji puts it beautifully, Bahar Kama, Andar Rama. Now what is the bridge? Nitya Nirantara Nama. Bahar Kama, Andar Rama, and the bridge is Nitya Nirantara Nama. Nama, the Nama Sankirtana. That which takes us within. Adhyatma Yoga. Adhigamena Matva Dhiro Harsha Shokau Jahati. Harsha Shokau. Accomplishments and the joys born out of the accomplishments and the miseries born out of failures, both are abandoned. Does it really matter? Like you're playing with a kid. Okay. And the kid is very, very competitive. And you as an adult, are entertaining the kid just so that you're, spending some time. Do you take it very seriously? That, you have to win across. You in fact mock, you even say you lose and then give the credit. What are you eating? You have got such strength, good bones. And the child shows off the muscle, the hardly existing muscle, and then turns it and this and this. I'm eating Parle-G. I'm just making it up. You end up being lost to a kid or winning with a kid. Does it really matter for your internal tripti? The entire world of accomplishments is at that level only. Somebody recognizes, somebody doesn't recognize. So there was a Mahatma who spoke on Bhagavatam. I had gone to meet him and I was always blessed to listen to his Bhagavat Katha. And as he had finished and as he was walking back to his room, this person comes and says, "Oh Mahatma ji, Bhagavat aapka itna uttam." And he said, "Jai Krishna," and then he left. He didn't even say thanks or welcome, nothing. So I saw that, that he was completely disconnected with the compliment given. So I looked at him and I just moved my head and what was the reaction like and why are you reacting this way? He said, somebody who is not established in Brahman, somebody who has not experienced that tattva comes and praises or disses me. How should it matter? Because it neither takes me towards Bhagavan, nor takes me away from it. Why should I even react to it? Imagine if everything that you deal with that kind of dispassion. Do you think anything can irritate that person? Make that person miserable? You're just going through that experience, laugh at it and move forward. Oh, you have accomplished. Oh, you're not accomplished. Move forward. The outside world of appearance, it does not actually matter how much accomplished, how much not accomplished. We end up giving too much of priority to it when we say, find your swadharma. I used to laugh in the yup courses and in the junior chick courses when you're bent upon trying to identify your swadharma. See, the identification of your swadharma as a path of responsibility, passion, and then the description of explanation given that which you cannot live without and you feel contented and you don't need a break and you feel passionate about. You identified that is your swadharma. Is it? Okay, you fulfilled it. Then what? That sense of meaningfulness through karma is just an expression of your already existing vasana. Sometimes it is a huge pattern, sometimes it is a minor pattern. One way or the other, it is vasana alone expressing. And that vasana expressing has got nothing to do with internal peace, tripti, or joy. That day when the seeker understands this, matva dhiraha, there is immense courage built in the heart of that seeker. Because I don't need to be scared of the world of happenings. I have neither anything to gain from it nor anything to lose from it. So wherever required, I give it the best shot that situation is demanding out of me. I have nothing to lose from it by gaining or losing. In Bombay, they use it, bindast. Carefree. That I am absolutely not bogged down by anything that is happening. And it is not a careless environment. Such one alone can be careful and cater to everyone around. The rest of us all have a hidden agenda. Why do I do what I do? So that I can gain something out of that environment, from that person, from that vastu, something to gain for my personal. This person has nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Such one alone can give the best to the situation. Such one does not, back off because he is afraid of losing something. Such one is the one who is ready to even sacrifice their own being for the welfare of everyone around. Having reached to this confidence, this fearlessness, is when the seeker becomes the greatest source of joy for every environment that they live in. Because there is nothing that they want from anyone. All that they would want is to give that fearlessness and joy to everyone around. Sometimes it happens, right? When you are with people with such kind of clarity, there is an immense sense of joy automatically. When we were with Gurudev, we used to feel that always. There was a different heightened awareness. In that heightened awareness, there was never a need or a demand or a want. There was always Nitya Trupti. And when we were not in his presence, that Nitya Trupti was always longed for. It was so beautiful. And how do we maintain that? So Gurudev used to say, do satsang. Study groups, constantly read, constantly find that inspiration within to reach to that point. Dhiraha, the one who is courageous. Now, dhiraha should not be interpreted as someone who is, brave, that there are 10 people, attacking and you are like, yeah, come on. No, that is what is the movies and your Jackie Chan, Jet Li kind of, no. What is dhiraha? Dhiraha means that who is endowed with immense patience. Immense patience with who? Immense patience with first one's own self. Immense patience with the environment around. Patience of mountains and mountains of patience. Because you are working with your own mind. And working with one's own mind, we know that to train that mind, to break that mind, to rebuild that mind, to restructure that mind for a utilitarian purpose is very difficult. Because we have been constantly taught that the mind has to be in a framework. It is safe for you. A seeker is not trying to use the mind and its framework. Seeker has to find that freedom wherein you can use that mind in any framework that you are put in. The rigidity of framework that we already come with has to be removed, eradicated. The plasticity has to go away. That you can be put in any form and you are ready to mold into that form, that format. Isn't it? Now going back to Matrix. They are attacked, the famous scene of the dodging bullets. Neo, dodges with the bullets. And then she finally kills shoots the artificial intelligence. And then he looks at Trinity, that girl, and says, can you fly this thing? What is her answer? Not yet. That's where I picked that word, not yet, from. And then she calls in and says, can you load the software? Mind should be that flexible, that wherever required, you can put it into that framework, use it, pull it out, and the framework is deleted. But instead, what becomes of a primary importance in our existence? That you create a framework and spend your entire life in that framework, get others to respect your framework, and then project, promote, glamorize that framework. I am somebody. But what is the spiritual sadhana? As long as you are clinging on to somebody, beingness, you will not progress. And you need to have that courage to drop that. And in order to drop that, what do you need? Immense patience to work with on one's own mind to drop that pattern. Then such one does not get shaken up because of harsha or shoka. Sorrows, miseries and joyous moments, they are not shaken up. Matva dhiro na shochati. Continuing. in the next mantra. Etat shrutva, page number 94. Etat shrutva samparigrihya martyaha samparigrihya martyaha pravrihya dharmyam anumetam apya samodate मोदनीयं हि लब्ध्वा विवृतं सद्मनचिकेतसं मन्ये एतत् श्रुत्वा, having heard about this, samparigrihya, parigrihya, to hold on to catch, to grasp. Samparigrihya, to catch it, to understand it, to grasp it from all possible angles without missing the point that which the Upanishad is trying to make. Samparigrihya. Martyaha, martyaha, the jiva, jo marta hai, wo martyaha. That which, the jiva is limited. So such one is called martya. Pravrahya dharmam anumetam apya. This subtle anum, intangible one, they grasp, understand the direction and the purpose. Pravrahya sa modate modaniyam hi labdva. Such one, having understood it, and sits down and practices on the seat of meditation, focusing on that stability within, rejoices, because that is the true nature of one's own self. Vivratam sadma nachiketasam manye. That abode of permanency within your own heart, O Nachiketa, will open up once you build this dhairya. Dhairya, the courage within. Now the question to any seeker, do you have the courage? Do you have the courage to deal with one's own mind? I tell you, we may be able to deal with the people around. We may be able to master dealing with money, material, matter, manufacturing. But when it comes to dealing with one's own mind, we become losers. From the Eastern mindset to the Western mindset, where has been a change? The change has been that the Western mindset focuses on all these external M's. Men, material, market, money, manufacturing. All your MBAs are on that realm only. And because it is tangible, the results are tangible. Those who can gain their control over this outer external elements, they are self-branding. They call themselves as developed nation. Why? You now can handle these external factors, manipulate these external factors to your own conveniences at ease. The Eastern mindset has always been win your own mind and you win the world. But that entire process is not tangible, is not something that can be grasped. Therefore, what do we find? Generation after generation, there is always a high percentage of generation which tries to ape that which is tangible and denounce that which is intangible, mock at that which is intangible. And that which is intangible, those who start proposing it seem to be threatening that which is tangible. So what is the way that the world has treated those who are proponents of intangible? Kill them, remove them. They have been poisoned, they have been killed, they have been shot, they have been nailed. Isn't it? It is very easy to suck up to that which is tangible and then brand it as developed. Developed in what? Underdeveloped. Now, when you go to these underdeveloped countries and see the patheticness that is, have you ever seen the flyers of those who raise funds for third world countries and food? Especially with India and the Southeast Asian countries. Have you ever been in such environments of the photos that they project? They may not have that amount of food. I have walked through India, I have walked through various places, literally walked as a beggar. The readiness with which a villager is ready to share a little piece of meal that he has, willingly, joyously, than from those who are in the cities, urban locations. It's so different, the texture of life that they lead in the villages. They may lead a very primitive way of life, but their amounts of satisfaction, tripti, is on a higher amount, different texture altogether. Whatever little they have, they don't mind sharing. Whereas what is an urban mindset? You are never important. All that is important is I, me, myself. And then I would force you to change your lifestyle so that you can accommodate I, me, myself. And those who can do this efficiently are called successful. Sad, but isn't that the true success as we lead in the urban locations? And there are many parents who come and say, Mera beta, I don't know, he's so naive. He doesn't know how to, manipulate others. I don't know how he will survive in this world. Hey, what exactly do you want me to train them into? You want me to make them into machines of manipulation? Can you? Yeah, that is where his true success is what we are aiming at. Okay, you can manipulate it. It can be taught. If it is following a certain reason, logic, it can be done. Having done that, do you truly get that ananda within, contentment within? So having gained all this, manipulated so much, done all different kinds of schemes, strategies, earned enough, and then what is the later stage? Philanthropy. Now that I have gained, now let me make name as philanthropy. That also done. Then what? If you're blessed enough to continue with life, because by then you're ready to kick the bucket. You leave some legacy. What legacy are you talking about, Baba? As in our own life, we don't remember our great-grandfather. Maybe if you do, maybe their father you don't remember. Fourth generation down the lane, we don't remember our own family. What legacy, what name and fame are we talking about? Be somebody. For what? Therefore, the focus always has been be a nobody. वहां पहुंच के करना कुछ नहीं है. Having reached there, you don't. There's nothing to achieve there. And somebody very beautifully put it: having climbed the ladder of success is when I understood. Having reached the zenith, the topmost, is when I realized that the ladder was on the wrong wall. Look, kar lo baat. Yeah, you have reached. Having reached there is when I find that it's so lonely. Is there happiness? Is there satisfaction? Is that what we are aiming for? Where is it that modaniye modate modaniyam hilapva? The most enjoyable is in that tripti within. So even the material benefit of material thing that we cherish and enjoy, the moment something hits inside that, it is so enjoyable. What does everyone do? They close their eyes to reach to that core within. Take laddu. You put it in your mouth. Where are you reveling? You're not opening your eyes also. The eyes are drawn inside. All the senses, sense perceptions are paused for the moment. As soon as that laddu, moti chur ke laddu lands on your mouth, melts in your mouth, and then even the material thing takes you there only, not nowhere else. Doesn't it? However bad be the vice, when somebody is cherishing it, even that matter is trying to take us there only. But then we wrongly attribute that tripti to the vastu. Therefore, we keep running after it. Ghade ko muli saman. Like, when the donkey in India, we call this as jugad. Easy way to do tough things. We're very good at it. To carry loads and loads of laundry is difficult. So what does the washerman do? They load quite a bit. And the donkey is supposed to carry it. Now with that weight, you cannot move a donkey. If the donkey is refusing to move, you may tie whatever, you will not be able to move it even an inch. And when somebody is stubborn, they say, Ghade jaisa deed hai. Stubborn like a donkey. So what is a better way? Instead of fighting with it, tie a stick to the neck of that donkey, extending it right in front of its eyes. Bunch of carrots, hang it there. Ghada, a donkey, does not understand. So what does the donkey do? Huh? They look fresh. I can smell them. And starts running for them. However far you run, it is that far away from you. So the load already reaches the banks of the river. You wash it. For bringing the dry load, it had refused. Now imagine after washing, it is now the wet load. How much more heavier it would be? It again refuses. Same stick, same bunch. And what does the Ghada do? Run after it. So now what is that load of laundry? It is the load of vasanas. Who is the Gadha? Between brother-in-law and Jija and Sala, whatever you can say is fine. होता है ना, जीजा अपने साले को गधा बोल सकता है. Literally, who is the Gadha there? I am. There is no plural there. There is no royal sense of we there. I am. And what is the stick and the carrot hanging? That is the karma and the karma phala dangling. And we spend the entire life running for that. And so busy we become that 80 years, 60 years, it just passes by like in a flash. Having reached to that side, and he said, "Hore, life is gone." And then there is suddenly a dawn, say, "Huh, I shouldn't have done all these things." As they're thinking about it, toot, they kick the bucket. At that point, they want to convey this to the next generation. And they said, "Bhaiya, don't run after these things." And what does the next generation say? Those who have the stick and the gajar hanging. Do you even know what life means? Do you even know how to celebrate life, enjoy life? Party. See, that is hanging there. I'm going to get it today or tomorrow. Generation after generation after generation is making the same mistake. And the best part is, we claim that we are the most intelligent being. That of all the creatures, brain and its processing power, but they use what, 2%? How much does a human being use? Or 10-12%? The most intelligent and still doing the same dumb thing. Shouldn't we pause, think? In order to pause, in order to think or re-evaluate, we need that dhairya. We need that courage. We need that patience. Instead of jumping in, to step back, evaluate, and see what exactly is needed. Therefore, Nachiketa, this Brahma Tattva, Sadma here is referring to the Brahma Tattva, the house of Brahman, can open up to you, Nachiketa. Think about it. Manye. Think about it, that it is in your hands as to where you make the U-turn. And I'm glad that you made that U-turn. You chose the nivritti rather than the pravritti. To such one who makes that courageous decision, God is right here, right now. Knowing this, do whatever in the outside world. Fulfill whatever responsibility. Does it really matter? Are you getting it? You can be a brahmachari, you can be a grihastha, you can be a vanaprastha, you can be a sannyasi, you can be a butcher. Doesn't matter. As long as you are connected inside. Does it reach across? So if you want to take pause, connect within, and then dance outside, isn't that the best way to live? Instead, because of the tangibility of the results, we jump outside and it is like an abyss, never ending. And nothing comes in hold, nothing comes in grip. And we are falling and falling and falling. And then at the end, sometimes, koi to bachao. Somebody come and save. Before you take that jump, before you take that plunge, pause. For the number of Maharashtrians increased here, they say, "Oh, hey, tham zara, stop, don't jump in, evaluate before you jump in, get connected to the source." Like you're going into the space, right? What are they not connected with the little cable? And then you can jump how much ever far you want to. Right? And you want to jump and then be like a rodeo, maybe sometimes after reaching somewhere, then I'll hook back and hit or a miss. More of a miss than a hit. So Nachiketa, you made a right choice to connect within. Nachiketasam manye. We'll continue next week. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.